Okay, so first of all, remember they're changing my voice. Let me state the obvious. If you see a homeless person screaming in the streets, they do not look like they were ever the top martial artist ever. They're talking nonsense, okay, and they do not have a history of being persecuted by mental health in the state. And they start screaming madness and so on and so forth, okay, naked in the streets. And they act like a textbook schizophrenic that I've seen many times living in California. People with diseases, mental diseases of that nature, which mental health doesn't accurately describe or know what the fuck they're talking about, mind you. Okay? And that's different than you see the top martial artist ever, a victim of a psyop, screaming about how people are immoral and how 3 million children are starving to death. And how he's the top martial artist ever. If I see a 6'4" black guy who looks like he's, you know, used to strike faster than Bruce Lee, and they sabotage him, which is hard to describe the way I look other than that. You know what I'm saying? And he's going on about how he's the top martial artist and he's Christ. You know what I'm saying? I'd be one stupid fuck to say he must be wrong. If someone looks like the top martial artist ever sabotaged and he's talking about he sabotaged Christ, I'm going to hear him out. Who would have thought? If someone does things I can't fucking explain in regards to being a martial artist, mind, body, soul, and spirit, and they say it's because, he says it's because he's Christ, I'm going to listen to him. If he's got 22 witnesses to him being sabotaged, I'm going to listen to him. That's what's called being an adult. That's what's called being mature. But you have a bunch of racist motherfuckers, little beady-eyed, sniveling worms. No heart whatsoever, no care for their kids. If you care for your kids, you want your offspring to have the best leader they could have. You want them to have the best rules. And in regards to that, first and foremost, no one resents people more than I do. No one has ever in the history of mankind with logic resented people more than I do. No one wants them to suffer for eternity more than I do. Okay? So do I truly care if the war on poverty plan passes? Okay? Part of me doesn't give the slightest fuck. That's not my priority. I'm not here to play patty cake with a bunch of fucking rebels without a speck of heart combined. Motherfuckers is the answer to that. Motherfuckers. You bitches with no loyalty to God. You cowards is the answer to that. I'm concerned with justice and righteousness. Not fucking massaging the egos of a bunch of sinners. A bunch of pussies afraid to die for what's right. I find that disgusting. And if they're 5 years old, I was ready to die for what's right. At 5 years old, I find it bitch as fuck.